Hey, it's the Midnight Raven, and today we're looking at a really interesting case called the Billionaire Slayings. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm the Midnight Raven. This is a two-part murder mystery, and this is a true crime event that happened. And I'd like you to come along with me on this journey to see if we can discover what really happened. So, to make a successful business, you may have to make a few enemies, and Barry Sherman was no stranger to this. Barry Sherman built a very profitable pharmaceutical company, and his career stretched over 6 decades. It would bring him a lot of wealth, but also would bring a reputation of an abrasive negotiator and rivalries with competing companies. At the age of his death, he was a very wealthy man, estimated at £2.5 billion, being one of the richest men and a very popular man in some respect. So, the possibilities of his actions having dangerous repercussions had occurred to Barry over time, once stating that the branded drug companies hated him and wanted him gone. He said that they had hired private investigators to spy on him all the time and he was under constant scrutiny. He said he didn't understand why they didn't just knock him off. He said they were surprised they hadn't hired somebody for a few $1,000s given to the right person to take him out. And just 16 years later, something similar to that effect would happen. Barry was married to his wife, Honey. Together they had 4 beautiful children. The couple seemed to have it all, with a great marriage, a thriving business. But the couple were both found dead by 2 estate agents that called to their house that morning on the 15th of December 2017. They were both found on the decking by their pool, lying side by side with a leather belt around their necks, fastened to a meter-high metal fence/railing that ran along one side of the pool. Barry was seated with his legs extended and crossed at the ankles, and Honey was laying on her side with a bruise on her face. The couple were fully clothed, and the estate agents were meant to have been showing buyers around their house, and they were meant to be away at that time. The Shermans were not meant to be there, but unfortunately were both found to be dead at the premises. So, the investigation was started by the police, and it showed no signs of a forced entry into the house. There was one window open in the property, but that was open due to renovating and painting of a room. The police found no forensic evidence or clues to suggest that there was any sign of a struggle, and no forensic evidence at that point to who the killer was. A post-mortem was performed on both Barry and Honey and would show that their death was caused by the ligature around their neck being lifted and causing them to have such a hanging effect, breaking their neck and causing them to literally hang to death. So, the Toronto Police Homicide Squad were in charge of the case and put 50 officers onto this high-profile case, as it was a death of a billionaire. So 127 witnesses were interviewed, and around 2,000 hours of security footage was looked at to see whether anything could be brought from this footage, whether someone had been seen going to the property or leaving the property, or suspicious nature of some description was in the area at the time. So the footage was analysed, but no conclusion and no elements of any suspicious nature was seen on the film. Police believed they were dealing with a murder-suicide. So the Sherman family had issues with the police investigation, and that they had just jumped to a murder-suicide and weren't really looking for anyone. So the Sherman family decided to take matters into their own hands, and they offered a reward of £6 million to anybody that could give information that would lead to an arrest of their family's killer. So they were trying to work out what had happened in the days running up to Barry and Honey's demise. So they hired a private investigator team themselves because of the police, as they were calling it, doing a less than perfect job. So in the run up to the days preceding Honey and Barry, we don't know very much, but the police believe that they had died on the day they were found. The family begged to differ and believed that they had died days before being found. We will find out more about that later. The couple were well known for donating millions to good causes over their vast careers, and Honey worked tirelessly serving on boards of various charities, where obviously Barry had said that he thought someone would knock him off. Is that true? Would somebody really knock somebody off? And as he is such a high profile man, would that just go unnoticed? So this is part one in this 2-part series, and you're going to have to watch part 2 to find out more about the investigation and the reasons behind Honey and Barry's demise, and the family trying to piece together why this loving husband and wife were murdered so brutally. If you want to see more from me, I am the Midnight Raven. This is True Crime with Raven. If you want to see part 2, stay tuned. It's coming up tomorrow and you don't want to miss this. This was the Billionaire Slaying part 1. If you want to support the channel, remember PayPal, a super sticker, or just give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. Click that notification bell because you'll want to see tomorrow's conclusion to this case. And I will see you very soon for part 2, coming soon. Take care and thanks for watching. Bye guys.